All right, we are here at WonderCon with Jason Blum, Blumhouse Productions, the people who scare the I can't say that out of you.
Scare the S out of you.
That's right. So, you were here not with just one movie, 3 movies and a little tease, and we'll get to that. But let's start with Unfriended. Okay, now this one is a very novel idea. It's basically all on a computer desktop. Can you tell us a little bit about how do you pull off a movie that is essentially 6 different places to look at once?
Well, it's a real trick. We came onto the movie. They had shot it, and it was a rough cut. And then we started working on it some more, and we I used one of our normal editors. Our editor took one look at how the movie was stored on a computer, and they quit. They were like, "I'm sorry, I can't do it." So the guys did an amazing job putting it together, and I think it's really put together like no other movie has ever been put together.
Because the whole concept is basically a killer on Skype, which is, I mean, that's a new thing. What was the thing that made you want to become part of that movie? Was it the concept? Was it, I mean, I know Timur Bekmambetov is kind of the originator of the idea. Was it a combination of those two? Or?
Well, I saw Rough Cut, and I really felt like I'd never seen anything like it. That's why I wanted to get involved. It was really, really different. It was scary, but also unique, which is, both of those are hard to do alone, but to do them together, we don't see very often, and when we do see it, we jump in.
You were also here with a movie called The Gallows, which is the first time I've seen anything from it. In fact, was this the first ever audience to see anything from it today at WonderCon?
I think that today was the first time we've ever shown anything. I think. I'm not positive about that, but I think today this was the first. This was the first.
Now, and this is set in a high school after dark. High school after dark.
Yeah, it's set. It's over the course of a night in a high school after dark, and they're locked in, and it's a super effective found footage movie. I was saying found footage right now is so hard to do well because people have seen a lot of it and they're tired of it, and this one I feel like kind of does it in a way that I haven't seen done almost since Oren's movie, since Paranormal. Like, it feels so real, and part of the reason that it feels so real is because they did it like you're supposed to do it, for 11 cents on their own in the middle of nowhere, and it came out great.
And those two guys, the two directors, are just basically a couple of young guys who just, I guess they were up in Fresno, and they just got together and did a movie. The scariest thing about Fresno, first of all, probably just being Fresno, and I say that as family out there, but, I mean, did you... When you started hearing about this and seeing footage from it, I understand their first thing was they kind of did like almost like a proof of concept or something, like a trailer that went out online.
Yeah, they put a trailer online, and a company called Management 360 got involved with it, and then we actually we saw a rough cut of the movie. We didn't see the trailer. We saw a rough cut of the full movie. But yeah, they did this like you really should do a found footage movie, which is with your friends, in a place, in a location you can get with like 2 people on the crew.
Now, this, I think maybe for folks watching this interview, they might not have realized that you're also sort of basically a godfather to a lot of little horror movies that are coming up. Not everything is something that is necessarily generated in-house at Blumhouse. It must be a pretty satisfying thing for you to go out there and be like, well, here's an Easter egg, basically. I know it's Easter weekend, but like basically a little gift that you come across,
Yeah, it's my favorite part about, I think, what I do is when we find movies that have been made off the grid, away from the system, by whatever, young people who haven't a lot of experience in the movie business, and they do something that really, I think, can resonate in a very broad way. And so we lend a hand and try and work with them and make it into a wide release. And it's really one of the most fun things about my job.
Well, on the opposite end of that spectrum is now a franchise, Insidious Chapter 3. And this one, though, is a prequel. So we're kind of going back to figure out why Lin Shaye's character is the way she is. What else can you tell folks about what makes this particular Insidious film a different creature, really, a different entity than the last two?
Well, we say goodbye to Rose and Patrick, so we have a new family in this movie, and like you said, it's a prequel. And the other thing about the movie is that Lee Whannell directed it, and he wrote the first two, and so this is the first movie he directed, and he definitely is he knows as much about scary movies as anyone I've ever met. And he made the movie ultra super scary, and people will find out when they see it exactly how scary that is. But it's trust me, it's very scary.
All right, you have a very cool villain in this movie. Tell us a little bit about the man who cannot breathe.
Yeah, the man who cannot breathe, I think, represents to Lee. I guess I guess what Lee tried to do is get everyone's fear into one character, right. And I think that's what the man who cannot breathe is, and it's kind of out of his nightmares, and he's scary.
Now, you also gave fans a little tease, and I mean like just milliseconds, frankly, but a tease of another project you guys have coming up. Tell the do you mind telling the folks what it was that people get their first look at today?
Yeah, so we showed a little bit of Sinister 2. Okay. Sinister 2 is a movie we made with Scott Derrickson and Cargill, who Scott directed the first movie, and these guys wrote the second movie. And the movie comes out in August. So we showed a tease of a tease, but we just wanted to show a tiny, tiny bit. We'd never shown anything before. And we finished shooting the movie a couple months ago, and it's coming together, and it's looking pretty good.
And in that particular film, how will it be sort of different than the first movie? Will we still have that sort of like the kill film and stuff like that? Will that still be a part of it?
So Deputy So-and-so is back, and he takes a bigger role in this movie, and Bagul is back, and so Deputy So-and-so is looking into another series of murders that he's pretty sure Bagul is behind, and there are definitely Ghost Kids, and there are 5 great new kill movies in the movie. Yeah.
Okay.